Jaipurians आ गए हो, हम कहे दुनिया सुने, हाँ हाँ हाँ, Jaipurians आ गए.
Okay, hi, good morning. What a pleasure to be sitting next to Malay Kedia, the rock star of our school who has recently won a silver medal in the 15th International Olympiad on Astronomy and Astrophysics, which was held at Georgia. What a pleasure. I'm truly humbled. Hi, Malay. How are you?
I am very good, ma'am.
Are you back to India or are you still in Georgia?
I wish I am, but here I am.
So Malay, tell me, because you are an inspiration, I'm sure, for a lot of students, and it's no small the achievement which you have got. Are you imagining an imaginary crown on your head at the moment with the media floating around you?
No, I really do not like media and attention like that.
But you are getting, right? You're a rock star. Everybody is asking me, what is Malay's number? So Malay, tell me something. How did you, you've been in the school for long, right? Yeah. So how did you develop this interest, or, was it some exposure? Was it that thing which made you, work towards this? Because I'm sure you put in a lot of effort.
Yeah, I always believed that science is something you can logically argue about. It's the most logical subject. So whenever I read science, I was so curious about why something is happening, or what would happen if I change this. And science has answers. I'm not saying other subjects are bad. History and geography and literature themselves are very great subjects. But science is something you have to think about. You do not have to know anything, but you can still think about it.
Right. So you were one of those kind of students bugging teacher, asking a lot of questions in the class?
I think so.
Yeah. Because I'm sure you must think, why is this bulb yellow and why not white, right? That's how little kids start. But I think it's very, very interesting. And I think, Malay, what you said, it's very important to ask questions.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think that's the key. So tell me something. I really want to know, what was the competition like? What was it? How many children were there?
Okay, so the 15th IOAA had almost 40 countries. 210 students participated from all over the world offline, and there were several online teams as well. Sure. So the competition was actually consisting of 4 exams, but other than the competitions, the experience itself was very great. Sure. So we got to experience the Georgian culture, and not only Georgian, we got to experience the culture of every team that came here. Right. So that was the best experience.
Yeah. So did you make a lot of friends there?
Yeah, I really did.
Yeah. So now, so this is something which is really, placed a crown on your head. Now, what is the future you're looking for? What is your dream? What do you want to do?
The current goal I have set is to go again next year to the next IOAA.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the best. Yeah. And in the long run, what exactly?
I am planning to pursue the sciences, obviously. Mm-hmm. So right now I'm undecided if I want to do engineering or bachelor in science. Mm-hmm. But in the long run, I definitely will go with studying physics and hopefully get a PhD in physics.
Okay. So you do want to, you're looking at creating, innovating something?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and okay. So you said that you ask a lot of questions, and that's what created your interest in science. Yeah. So tell me something. You said you had to go through 4 exams which were there. What was it like? What was the experience? What were the exams? If some children are looking to go for this, what are the kind of advice you want to give them?
Okay, so astronomy is not something usually taught in schools. Mm-hmm. So you need to study separately for astronomy, the first thing. So start with maths and physics, because if you have a very strong grip on maths and physics, you definitely can clear the first and the second round of the Indian Olympiad of Astronomy, and they will teach you all the astronomy you need. Yeah. So have a good grasp on physics and maths, and you should know the basic astronomy. So start reading some encyclopedias on space and astronomy and stuff. They are very interesting, and you will have a lot of doubts, but internet is the best solution now.
Yeah. So tell me something. Astronomy is all science?
It's a branch of science.
Okay.
But astronomy, if you consider, it has a beautiful component called night sky observation.
Yeah.
So I personally, living in NCR, have not seen a good sky yet. But when I went to Georgia, we went to the ground and laid down, and the sky was so mesmerizing there. You could see hundreds of stars and make out shapes like they do on the star map. So I am sure most of you would have heard about Ursa Major and Orion. When you see their scale on the sky, you will be shocked at how large they are.
Yeah. So I remember, I was in Australia a long time back, and in the night, I've also lived in NCR. We never see stars in the sky. The only star probably I've seen is the North Pole one. And so when we went there, we used to lay down in the night, look at and it is actually like mesmerizing.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's very inquisitiveness comes in, but I was never a science person. I just look, admire, that's it. So how do you think, your journey has been in the school? You must be one of those studying all the time. So what do you think, which is good, which is important because you want to do something. So what are the 3 things which really helped you to achieve this? Like we say discipline, this, that. Would you like to share that?
Okay, so a strong foundation is a must because the concepts of science are very simple. If you are clear on the concepts of grade 6, I am sure I could probably teach you all the way to 12th. Yeah. So you need to have a strong foundation, and for that you need to self-study. You need to have doubts and you need to solve them. So you have very supportive teachers here at Jaipuria. Ask them. Do not think others will make fun of me or this is not in my syllabus, I should not get into it. You should really ask doubts. That's the first thing.
Right.
Second thing, so at my stage, it is important to have some sort of discipline because you will have a lot of syllabus and a lot of things to do. So you need to plan out what you are going to do that day.
Sure.
A rigid schedule would never work, but at least have a preliminary schedule that, yes, I must complete these targets in this week. So at least that is needed.
Sure.
Yeah, and personally, I also think that it's important to be up on world affairs and keep a good care of your health because I had to walk like 4 kilometers every day there. And if you don't have that capacity, you will definitely faint.
Yeah. So very, very important points you said, and I'm sure it will help the children to achieve anything in life. Discipline is something which is very, very important, and I think that's what you are talking about. So, like you said, the strong foundation. So, did this interest in astronomy start in the early classes, or when did you develop, or what actually inspired you? Because astronomy is something very few kids I find them interested in it.
Yeah. So actually, in the 3rd class, I suppose, my mother brought me an encyclopedia about space. So I read it all in, suppose, a week. My mother brought me 1 or 2 more. I read them. So that was my first exposure to astronomy. I was really interested back then, but this interest sort of faded with time. But after I studied physics in class 11th, I appeared for Astronomy Olympiad, and that's when my interest again flourished. So after qualifying the first stage, I studied for astronomy, and it's very interesting. You really should read about it.
Yeah, actually, I have always wanted to go to Mars. I don't know when, but I think I can still dream of, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think what you said, very important. Being healthy is very important because if you are healthy, you are mentally charged. You can, think, you can reflect. Otherwise, everything boils down to your mental state.
Exactly.
So, Malay, tell me, that's very interesting that your mother got you an astronomy, and that laid the seed of curiosity and interest in you. And of course, looking at the sky, looking at the planets, it's all very intriguing, and sometimes we really feel how life would be. So do you think there's life on other planets?
That's a very controversial question. So it's rude to think that we'll be the only creatures in this whole universe. But life, if it is on other planets, it will not be like what it's on Earth. So it is possible that we may have found it, but we would not have recognized it as life.
Absolutely.
I think that, yeah.
So do you believe in aliens?
No.
No. Would you love to meet one?
No, not actually. No.
Okay, Malay, that's very interesting. A very important point which you said. I'm just loving this conversation, so we may just overcross the time. You spoke about self-studying,
Yeah.
which really helps. So how did that habit come in you? Was it the school, or was it the teacher, or was it your parents, or were you yourself interested?
I think it was a combination of all these factors. So the school was definitely the first place I got my interest. I would also thank my mother because she would sit with me and we'll study in junior classes. And afterwards I got the habit of self-studying because if you build the habit, it's difficult to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I used to self-study a lot and it does help.
And I think self-study is very important because that's the time you can imagine, you can create, you can read what you want to, and you can also understand when you're reading yourself because it leads to more accumulation
because
of knowledge.
self-study is at your pace. The class goes at the pace for everyone. If you did not understand something, self-study is the time when you can analyze at your pace.
Yes, absolutely. So your interest has always been science,
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
So how did you manage in other subjects like history, geography?
So they come in various exams and you do need to have a knowledge of history and geography, and I'm happy you brought it because it is something that I just realized in this Olympiad. So I met people from a lot of countries and none of them asked me any question of science. All of them asked me about Indian culture, about Indian history, or if I am talking about them, I would talk to them about their countries, the history of their countries. The world history, the politics, the movies, the music. So it is really important to know all those stuff.
So you're fond of music?
Yeah, I am. But I can't sing.
Okay, that's okay. But what is the genre of music you're fond of, or any particular singer, or?
I like the Bollywood music. Not very old, but not very recent either.
Okay. So 90s kinds or 2000s kinds.
2000 kinds. Yeah.
Okay, 90s you may be just born, right?
I was born in 2005.
So I can understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me something like you said you met children from different countries there. 42 countries you said there were kids from there. So any particular moment, something which was really, because whenever we meet people, there's some memories we create for a lifetime. So would you like to share something with us?
There were a lot actually. So generally our days were like we would wake up at 7 or something, have breakfast at 8, and if we had an exam or an excursion, we'll go out at 9 or 10. So by 8 or 9 in the night, we would be back. We would have our dinners, and then we would, with our friends, and make some small groups and then play. So we played till 1 or 2. So, so there was one game of werewolf which I remember very much. So I think the Germany team, some of the people from UK, the Indian team, the Bangladesh team, and one more team was there. So we played the game of werewolf and it was so fun because everyone was so into the game. So basically werewolf is a discussion game. I'm sure India has it with some other names. So there are some sort of imposters within us who are trying to kill us and we have to figure out who the imposters are. So the imposters really got us and we managed to win at the last situation and it was incredible.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Tell me something, so everybody could speak English, like people from Germany and other countries?
Yeah. everyone, I do not remember meeting anyone who did not know English. So English is a very important language.
So it was so languages shouldn't be ignored.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's very, very important. Okay, let's tell me something. So your mom has been your inspiration.
Yeah.
And so anything you'd like to say to your mom?
I would like to say thank you for supporting me throughout my journey. Thank you for tolerating me very much. And yeah, just keep supporting me till the end. Yeah.
Okay, so let's have so I have something called the rapid fire round.
Sure.
It's going to be a crazy questions. So I'm going to ask you, right?
Okay.
So, ant or spider?
None.
None. You have to pick up one.
Okay. Okay. Ant.
Ant. Okay, chocolate or ice cream?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Okay, which ice cream you like?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Okay. Red or blue?
Red.
Red.
Yeah.
Why? Any reason?
No. Red is the most vibrant color, I think.
Uh-huh.
It's the most recognizable.
Uh-huh. So that's why you prefer red. Okay, pizza or homemade food?
Pizza.
Pizza. Your mom is listening. Dad is also listening.
Yeah, my mom makes really good pizza.
So that's where your love for pizza. Okay. No. Because with you, I don't think so my rapid fire will work because, okay, cartoons or movies?
Movies.
Movies.
Yeah.
Any particular movie which you like?
There are a lot and I don't remember many.
So what
names
kind of
right
movies you usually watch? Science fiction?
No, I hate science fiction. I generally watch thrillers and suspense movies.
Okay.
In which you can't predict what is going to happen in the end.
So
You'll have to watch very attentively.
yeah. So do you read also?
No, I don't read.
You don't read. Not even science books.
No, I read science books, but not novels and
Not
other
novels.
thrillers.
But you're aware of the Stephen Hawking, right? The book we gave you.
Yeah.
So any particular thing about him which you really like? Have you seen his videos and have you seen...
Not much, but yeah,
He
I
discovered the
definitely
black hole,
praise. No, he did not discover a black hole. He gave some paradoxes or some
Yes.
theories about black hole, like the
yeah.
black hole information paradox.
Yeah,
I think he
yeah.
worked on that and
With all his...
and the surface area theorem of Stephen Hawking.
Yeah.
I
So
think
with
that's
all
in
his-
recent news.
With all his disability. So,
Yeah,
So that
exactly.
really proves that anything can be achieved in life. Everything is
Yeah.
possible. Nothing
Exactly.
can... So, yeah. So let's... So do you have a lot of friends?
No, I don't have many friends.
Okay. And
I
so
consider myself an introvert.
you consider yourself an introvert. So you don't like really going out and you like to be... So your mind is always thinking, what do I
Yeah,
do next,
exactly.
right? So where do you see yourself after 20 years?
I don't really know. I hope that I am still into the sciences and I still have a scientific mind. But the mentors I met recently told me a very good thing, that scientific aptitude once built never goes away. So there was a teacher with us. He told us that one of his favorite PhD students just moved into the software branch, and he's still happy because a scientific person never loses his mind, and he thinks about science, and he thinks scientifically at every point of his life.
Yeah. Because I think inquisitiveness is very
Exactly.
important, and
You need to question the world at every step.
Yeah. You need to question. You cannot. You should not be accepting everything
Exactly.
as it is.
Exactly.
Because and generally that's what happens. Everything is just passed on to you.
Yeah.
So, but when will things change?
Yeah,
Unless
exactly.
the new generation starts questioning, and I think I'm very excited that you're going to change the world. So, what are those two things you really feel should change in the society? Anything you feel?
I won't talk about that yet.
Oh, you don't want to talk about that. Okay, I respect your privacy.
Yeah.
What are your two strengths? What you really feel?
My strengths. Okay, so I'm very bad at judging myself, so I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Any weakness you feel?
Yeah, I think I'm very underconfident.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look to me. You look very confident to me.
No, I am very underconfident. I require constant mentoring and support. So I'm hoping to overcome that.
Yeah. So come and meet me every day, half an hour. I'll boost your confidence because that's what I'm here for. I think that's very important as a leader, that how do you help people come up.
Yeah, actually my mother has been very supportive that way, and also my teachers. I talk to them frequently.
Yeah. So Malay, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. And of course, anything you want to ask me?
No, not exactly.
Okay. So, of course, we want to thank your parents, your teachers, your peers, because I'm sure everybody has in some way or the other, because we learn from everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm sure there'll be a list of people you really want to thank. So, I give you that opportunity.
Okay. So, other than my parents, my teachers here at school, at Fiji, my mentors, and my friends, I would like to thank the HPCSC and the Indian government. So I was really surprised when I met other countries, the children of other countries, and they told me that they had to sponsor their trips themselves, they had to look for sponsors, they had to pay themselves. So I really want to thank the Indian government for having a strong belief in science education, supporting it with money and resources. I would like to thank all the scientists from all around the India who came to teach us, who gave us lectures, cleared our doubts, stayed with us for the 20 days. I would like to thank them. And also I would like to thank my mentors who went with me. I really learned a lot from you, really.
Okay, I want to ask you another question. So you stayed in Georgia for 20 days.
No, 10 days.
10 days, okay.
Yeah.
Favorite food there?
Okay, so this question... Okay, the Georgian food is very different from Indian cuisine. So if you go anywhere in Europe, do carry your own food because you're not going to like it. So I am a vegetarian. That really closed down my options. So the vegetarian food options in Georgia were like a flat this sized bread which was not baked or something. It was just given cheese slices, and it was not like cheese given in India.
Yeah, it's
a different cheese. There was a huge variety of cheeses, but all of them were sour.
Yeah.
There were salads. So the things we like to throw from a plate, like tomato or... have you ever tasted just boiled potato cut up, or boiled brinjal and raw beetroot, onion? Yeah, you really have to eat all that. So, but some of the traditional Georgian cuisine was also amazing. So there's a bread called Jaipuria. So it is basically bread with potato stuffing inside, and it's delicious. There are a lot of different Georgian cuisine which I really liked, but I don't really remember the names because they were in Georgian.
Yeah.
So,
But that's amazing. I know food becomes sometimes, especially if you're not adventurous about food, it becomes very difficult, because I've traveled all over the world, and I've seen people looking in the middle of nowhere looking for chola bhatura. Like, where do you find chola bhatura?
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
So you won't even find a lot of rice. I think rice was served only once, and that was also not boiled properly. It was just...
I think next time when you go to Georgia, teach them how to cook. So that's interesting. So thank you so much. This is Malay Kedia, and I really thoroughly enjoyed the conversation with him, and I wish him all the best, and we are very, very, very proud of you, and congratulations once again to you and to your parents and to your teachers all together who have worked hard and help him in achieving this. And of course, his own contribution is immense. So thank you so much. Have a great day. God bless you. Love you all. Thank you.
Stay tuned to Radio Spark, the voice of Jaipuria, where you talk and the world listens.